Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Rot with Spencer and Wendy. This is our third episode, and today we're going to be talking about the wide world of games. Not just video games, but also card games, board games, or whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just talk about tag for like 15 minutes. So, what we wanted to talk about first was...
First of all, Spencer, I'm massively disappointed.
In me?
Massively disappointed. Not in you.
Oh, God.
I'm talking about Overwatch 2.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
Let's talk about that. Hot topic right
That's
now.
the Good Mythical Morning thing. Let's talk about that.
Do they do that?
Yeah,
I've
before
never
the
watched
intro.
those guys.
Before they say, let's talk about that. And
My sister used to watch
the intro sequence comes in. Anyway, yeah.
Do you remember when those... Hold on. Do you remember when those guys used to, like, fix businesses and that was their TV show? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do
That
remember.
was fucking funny.
It was cool.
That was
Yeah.
a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Should have gone on longer. I really like that's where Jones barbecue and foot massage meme comes from.
Wow.
So Wendy and I'm not gonna speak for Wendy, but I was a fucking big Overwatch player.
Yeah,
when
you
it first
definitely
came
played
out.
a lot more Overwatch than me.
I played a shitload of it on my PS4, and I played it like I was so into it because my girlfriend at the time was really into it too. And so we would just play for hours and hours and just calling on the phone and playing. And I would get so mad at her because she was so bad at it. And I got like really good at some characters. Unfortunately, I got really good at Reaper. And so what does that say about me?
This is your edgelord.
Yeah, I was really good at Diva 2 and...
Okay, Femboy.
Yeah,
Edgelord and Femboy.
Edgelord and Femboy. Those things are like always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right next to each other. I was really good at Lucio too. He's probably my most played character. Well shit. I don't even know where to start with Overwatch 2. Let's talk about what was good about Overwatch 1.
Okay.
It had a huge player base. Mm-hmm. And I played it on console. I did play a little bit on PC. Vastly different.
I only ever played Overwatch on PC. It is vastly superior to console Overwatch.
I prefer console.
Really?
Completely.
Wow.
Because when you play on PC, you're playing against... PC players are always more hardcore than console players.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, they'll inevitably have better aim than you.
I could be a really fucking good console player, and that just amounts to me being like a decent PC player.
Yeah, totally.
Because I'm playing against these people who have no lives and have completely dedicated themselves to the game, to getting another loot box, to getting that goddamn Genji skin.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Genji mains are the worst.
Yeah, Genji sucks. He's just a bad hero, not fun to play.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be like, I fucking love Genji, you suck.
Yeah, you suck, actually.
I do suck. I don't know how to play him.
Talking to whoever said we suck, you suck. Genji mains suck.
So what Overwatch 1 did, and they're like, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Overwatch is not a TF2 ripoff. It's true that they're both class-based shooters, but they're completely different games.
Yeah.
When people make that argument, they have like the same 3 points. It's a class-based shooter. Okay. Mm-hmm. TF2 doesn't fucking own that.
Right.
It has control points, just like TF2.
Not true at
Call
all.
of Duty has fucking control point maps. Titanfall has control point maps.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmetics, just like TF2. None of those are arguments. None of those are arguments.
And here's the thing about Overwatch. See, Overwatch was created to be competitive. It was created around the idea of competitive gameplay. And that's one of its biggest strengths. I'm not really a competitive player. I'm more casual player. I couldn't care less, which is why I really don't like Overwatch that much. Just because it's so competitive oriented, and I don't like it.
I remember when I first started playing on PC, I was playing with a good friend of mine who gets really fucking angry at video games, and he would fucking scream, like, not at me, but he would just like scream about our team. And that's just something you don't have on console. And are you saying you don't like Overwatch? You didn't like Overwatch 1?
I'm not saying I don't like Overwatch. I'm just saying it's not my thing.
I'm gonna make a quick point about cosmetics. I think Overwatch does cosmetics better than TF2. I'm fine with loot boxes. Now I take issue when loot boxes are something you have to fucking buy. Like in TF2, you have to spend $2.50 to get something you don't want.
You also get them free all the time.
Yeah, but in Overwatch
but you need the key. You need to buy the key.
You need to buy the key, which is a huge problem.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the difference between Overwatch and TF2, okay? TF2 has probably the biggest virtual trading network.
Wrong.
I mean, one of the biggest, easily. I mean, World of Warcraft obviously above that.
CS:GO, you can't trade
and
items.
CS:GO.
You can't trade items like that in Diablo, I guess. But can you trade items like that in World of Warcraft? I didn't play World of Warcraft.
I think so. I don't know. I think so. Because like there's always I don't know. But anyway, yeah, TF2 item trading is a big fucking deal. And
not anymore.
That's not really an Overwatch.
Not anymore, because we're
all the time.
We're gonna get to TF2.
We're gonna get to TF2.
Let's put a pin in TF2. We're gonna get to TF2.
Let's talk about what a disappointment Overwatch 2 is.
Well, I'm not done talking about Overwatch 1, you fucker.
Whatever.
Overwatch 1 was such a fucking fun game, and it was so thrilling because it was so different. And like I remember, how old was I when Overwatch 1 came out? Like 14 or something? I don't know.
You would have been 14 because it came out in 2016 and you were born in 2002.
I was fucking 14. My little mind on fire buying this game. I got the special edition and everything. I was so excited for it because it looked so fucking good.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was. I got to like fucking rank like 80. I know there are people who like had rank 200 and like people who played competitive and had like the special golden borders, and mine were always bronze because I didn't play competitive. But I was fucking wild about that game. I would like, and God, it was so different. I don't. We'll talk about this when we get to TF2. But when seasonal events happened in Overwatch, I was way more engaged than a seasonal event.
I was pretty engaged during the seasonal events too.
Yeah, they were fucking great.
Well, first of all, you had Halloween skins, really, really cool. And then you also had Halloween maps and game modes.
Yeah, the
really, really
the
cool.
Rise of Junkenstein or something.
Oh, I loved that.
That was so fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun. And then when winter came around and there was the May. Oh, May is so hot. May is so hot. Oh,
I know,
one thing, TF2's got some hot characters. That all right. If May was just a little fatter.
Miss Pauling's so basic.
Yeah, she is basic.
So basic.
But that snowball game with May was like, I didn't like it that much, but it was still fun.
I liked it.
And they did so many weird things. And then the summer games came around, and Lucio Ball, which was fucking Rocket League but way funnier. And I fucking loved Overwatch 1. I put so much time into that game.
Overwatch 1 was definitely a turning point.
It was like the only game I played for the longest time.
Well, see, before Overwatch 1, everyone was still crazy about like Skyrim or Fallout 3 or Source games. And Overwatch...
You mean Fallout New Vegas.
And Fallout New Vegas,
I don't think anybody thinks about Fallout 3.
A lot of people think about Fallout 3.
That game sucks.
Ian likes Fallout 3 a lot. But yeah,
we're gonna talk
Overwatch
about
1 was a very new scene, I feel.
Yeah, well, it was so fucking cool because in TF2 you have like, how many classes are there? 9?
9.
And there's like, you can change up their weapons, but fucking everybody's played TF2. Even my mom's played TF2. Like,
wow, I didn't know that.
I don't know if she has. That's an exaggeration. Everybody's played TF2. Everybody knows every single character. But Overwatch has so many different characters. And, like, I really don't want to sound like and I don't like Blizzard. I think they're a terrible company. They're creepy. They ruined Diablo, which was one of my favorite game series. I fucking love Diablo. Hey, what's going on with StarCraft, guys? What's going on with StarCraft? Hey, Billy, come here. Oh, he doesn't want to talk. But yeah, he's really upset about what's going on. He got his ass beat by some Korean guy. Can you take that saltwater taffy and throw it at him? Jesus Christ, you can't hit him that hard.
Sometimes you gotta do it. You gotta do.
God damn. Well, now he's not waking up anytime soon, so I guess that's his nap time. Sorry, Billy's my experiment gun. I mean little brother. So...
Sit back down! You have to be stern with him. I know you're like the loving, nurturing mother type, but you need a father figure.
He was made in my image. So Overwatch 1, and even like loot boxes were not that big of a problem. I do not see loot boxes as if you can fucking get them for free from leveling up and you can open them immediately. Why the fuck did they get rid of them on Overwatch 2? You can spend $50 to get 50 of them, and you can get your favorite skin that way, or you can get garbage and it's all like random loot bullshit, and there's a little bit of exploitation to it. But like at the end of the day, you don't need to spend any more money than you fucking had to buy the game to enjoy it to its fullest. And let's get to now we can move on to Overwatch 2. Let me tell you, if you haven't played Overwatch 2, listen, and you have played Overwatch 1, listen to this shit, because this made my blood fucking boil the second I opened it up after it downloaded.
Can we say it together?
I don't.
2 words.
I don't.
3, 2,
okay.
1.
Lock
no
characters.
Bastion.
Oh, no Bastion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big problem. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
My problem was you only had a set amount of characters you could play as. You didn't have the full roster. And you have to go through the game.
Listen, Spencer, that's really a minor complaint compared to the bigger picture here. And the bigger picture is they released the same fucking game. There's nothing different about it.
Donkey put it best when
new game modes. Barely any new maps.
They took out a ton of maps.
3. Yeah, they did. They did.
Took out a ton of maps.
Maybe like, 4 or 5 new heroes? And it's
3
just
new
like,
heroes.
It's an update. That's what
it's
it
not.
is.
It's not a fucking update. Video game Donkey said it best. This game is not Overwatch 1.5. It's Overwatch 0.5.
Yeah, it's less.
It took away so much. And one of the things that I was really upset about.
Here's the big thing right here. If you want to go back to playing Overwatch 1, you can't. They shut the servers down.
It's gone. It's gone.
Now you have to play Overwatch 2.
Yeah, so I lost my original. So my PlayStation account wasn't linked to my Blizzard account, and I lost access to my PlayStation account because I made that password when I was like 7.
Right,
I don't remember what it was. And,
we've all done that.
And I had like fucking every skin imaginable, and then I play a little bit of Overwatch, and I'm like, well, the characters I want to play as are locked. That sucks. Maybe I'll get a loot box and I'll be able to unlock a new character. And then I see that there's a fucking battle pass. Let's talk about battle passes real quick.
Battle passes are the scourge of internet gaming.
I was a huge Destiny 2 player for about a year. It was like all I played. I spent so many hours grinding everything in that game. I had the Recluse. I had every Gambit special weapon. I almost have the So in Destiny 2, if you do like,
I'm completely checked out.
You're not listening to me?
I don't really care that much about Destiny.
It's
good. But you know a lot about Destiny, so you can talk about it.
Okay, that's so rude.
I don't mind.
I should punch you. Pow.
But, ow! Holy shit!
Yeah, that was only a fraction of my power. So, hey, after this, we should go get some Taco Bell.
Fuck no.
You don't want Taco Bell?
I don't want to go out at midnight.
Yeah, you're right.
It's 11:45.
This is a weird thing to interrupt the podcast for. So,
not at all, really.
Battle passes back in Destiny 2. I had the only reason why I didn't have the Dredgen title was because I didn't have a Warlock character and I didn't have all the Gambit armor unlocked for the Warlock. Mm-hmm. Getting those titles are fucking hard. it's like and like everybody sees it. It like hangs over your head. Mm-hmm. And if you see a motherfucker with that, that's like that guy is good at the fucking game. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I didn't have was because I didn't have a Warlock, because Warlock's boring. I don't like that class. But then in Destiny 2 they added a fucking battle pass, and I did one battle pass, and I did every single fucking level, 100 levels in one fucking season, and it drove me crazy. And then I stopped playing Destiny, and there's been like 8 fucking battle passes that I've missed out on. Just because, like, I'm at college now. I don't have my computer with me. I've got my fucking shitty laptop that can only play Vampire Survivors and Minecraft at 15 frames per second. I can't be playing Destiny 2. And I'm like, seeing all my old Destiny 2 friends who I still talk to, and they're, like, telling me what's going on in the game. They're like, dude, this new exotic rocks. And I'm like, yeah? Okay. And I fucking grinded so hard, and I hate grinds. I hate grinds in video games so fucking much, which is why I can't play any MMO ever except for RuneScape once a year. And all I do is mine. I've got like a level 59 mining. That's taken a long time to get there. But it sucks so bad. And now like, so Fortnite has a battle pass and it's wildly successful. And you have all these fucking 12-year-olds spending, how much is a battle pass? Like what, $15?
I think I don't.
Around like $10.
I don't play Fortnite.
I've never played Fortnite.
I don't play Fortnite.
But it's like $15, maybe 20.
Right.
The battle pass for Overwatch is like the same amount. And these battle passes are wildly successful.
Oh, and you know what other game has battle passes?
What?
Halo Infinite.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
They
I just wanted to throw that out there. Battle passes.
Battle passes are like the new thing, and it fucking sucks because like people have fucking jobs, and you want to know something Destiny 2 does with battle passes that is so fucked up.
What is that?
For $1, you can advance one level on the battle pass. So if you spend, listen to this, you spend the money to get the premium battle pass, and then $100. So it's like $115. You can get the whole thing and get all the exotics and all the shit, all the skins, all the armor, just for $115. No grinding at all.
Yeah.
So it starts to blind the point between like how much is your time worth? Mm-hmm. Because you and I are both. I mean, not me as much as you, but we're both adults.
We have more to do. We have fucking play this video game.
And that's what Overwatch 1 did so well, because you can fucking put the controller down, go back to work, go back to school for the day, and then when you come back to it, you can continue leveling up your character, and then you get a fucking loot box. Mm-hmm. And it's great, and it feels good every time. Mm-hmm. But with this battle pass, they're like, hurry it up, motherfucker, hurry it up, motherfucker.
Yep, 2 hours left.
You've got 2 weeks to do this.
Yeah.
How much time do you have?
Yeah.
And it's so bad. It's so bad because I almost bought the fucking Overwatch 2 Battle Pass because they had this hilarious emote for Reaper where he pulls a cookie out and starts eating it. I want that shit so bad.
Oh my god.
But I don't want to spend. I don't have like when I'm done with college and I'm home for the weekend, I want to hang out with Wendy and watch fucking fashion show shit or go play Magic, which we'll get to, or not. I don't want to be at home on my Xbox grinding a fucking battle pass.
No.
Nobody has time for that. Nobody has the time for that.
Anyone who has time for that is, well, we already know.
You have to dedicate like at least 4 hours every single day for the entire season to complete a battle pass.
Mm-hmm.
4 fucking hours. Do you know what people could do? And it makes the game not fun anymore.
Of course.
It turns the game from like, oh, yay, I get to do a match and then I get to go read a book.
Chore.
It turns it into a fucking... This is an analogy I made for Destiny 2 a long time ago. I think I've said it before to you. Playing Destiny 2 is like having a part-time job you pay to work for.
Hey, here's the thing. Here's another thing I wanted to talk about. When you have like unlockable things, and this is just game design in general, you don't want to have it like, oh, you achieve a certain amount of experience from completing objectives and killing people. That's not what you want. What you want is completing smaller objectives, like get how many kills with this weapon or with this character, because if you have to do those challenges to get something you want, you're playing the game in a way that you haven't played it before, and you can build and develop your play style, and you might discover, I like this character a lot, or I like this weapon a lot.
Because like,
see, when one game that I don't talk about very much but I love so fucking much is Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is an incredible game, and
they have support. Like, is it still up?
No.
How old is that game?
It came out in 2018, I think.
Can I make a point real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
One the problems with the Battle Pass is that with Overwatch, one, you have locked characters, but let's say you've unlocked every single one. You're still going to play the character you're best as because it's going to make you complete the match as fast as possible so you can get those fucking points to advance the Battle Pass. So it removes all variety from the game. And it
encourages you to play the same way every single time.
Listen to this shit. So now in Overwatch, there's like quick play, right? Mm-hmm. But you have to select which class or whatever, which role you want to be.
Yeah.
So there's attack, tank, support.
Mm-hmm.
You get extra or there's like attack, tank, support, or any open one.
Mm-hmm.
You get extra XP if you pick support or any open one.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Isn't that
the
weird?
incentive to picking the correct character for the correct team composition should be winning the game.
The worst thing about Overwatch 2 is that you can't drop into a match and start playing as like Ana, and you see the enemy team is like, oh, like, and your role is support. You can't switch from Ana to, like, if you really need a
That's literally the objective of class-based
yeah,
shooters.
if you really need, like, a McCree he's not McCree right now. What's his new name? Cassidy. If you really need a Cassidy right now, you can't switch over to Cassidy. You can only select from the fucking support heroes you have unlocked. And I pick that any role every single time just for the extra XP. I never have played a single different class other than support.
Oh my god!
And so there's
one thing I want to make. There's one thing I want to say about Overwatch is a lot of games don't make playing support classes very fun. Like if you play Battlefield, you don't like playing medic, you like playing assault. And if you're playing TF2, you don't like playing medic. And in Overwatch 2, they actually make the support classes very fun to play. Ana is good if you've got good marksman skills. Lucio's fun. You know, Spencer knows why
bumping
Lucio's
people
fun.
off at cliffs and shit. That's awesome. And
all
these
like
characters, they have so much personality.
And Moira is very fun.
She's super interesting. I've been playing her a lot lately.
Moira's great.
Well, I'm not playing Overwatch 2 anymore. I uninstalled it, but I was playing her and I was having fun with that. It's just like, okay, so get this. They buffed tanks like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Do you know about that?
Oh yeah.
So literally, if you don't do the queue where you roll queue and you just select open queue, if literally your whole team just picks tanks,
they can win
easily. You'll steamroll because they've been buffed up so much. Why have any other strategy?
Yeah,
it's fucking lunacy. It's like they looked at Overwatch 1 and they were like, how can we make this worse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to start talking about Halo Infinite?
I do. Yeah, so Halo Infinite was another very disappointing release
it started
last year.
It started out with just the multiplayer before the campaign, right? And it was free to play. And when it was announced, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, all these new games are free to play. Modern Warfare 2 is free to play.
Overwatch 2 is free to play. Modern Warfare 2 is free to play?
Yeah, the new one.
Even the campaign.
Wait, no, you have to buy it. That's right. Anyway, Halo Infinite. Oh my fucking god. I'm probably going to have an aneurysm talking about it.
I've only played about 3 hours of the campaign.
They released the game entirely unfinished. They don't have Forge mode. They don't have...
Do they still not have Forge mode?
They still don't have Forge mode.
Seriously?
No Forge mode, no co-op campaign, and...
No co-op campaign?
No co-op campaign.
Oh, what? I was really hoping that over Thanksgiving when you're over, we could play Halo Infinite together.
Nope. And they said they were going to have those on release, and guess what? They didn't. And they keep delaying it over and over and over again.
And it's not it has a battle pass.
It's not because they want to make the game better and more refined. It's because they don't have the fucking time to do it because they keep firing members of the staff. Someone gets fired on the 343 Industries team like every fucking month. It's insane. Because like after they released Halo 5 Guardians or whatever the shit they called it, I didn't play that game. Stupid. They fired the story director.
Wasn't Halo Infinite the most expensive video game ever made?
It took forever. They started developing it in like 2017. Yeah.
I think it's true that it was the most expensive video game ever made.
Probably.
Let me Google it.
Maybe. But yeah, I've got a lot of gripes with Halo Infinite. One, battle passes. Just so stupid. Oh my god. If you talked to a Halo fan 10 years ago and told them that they would have battle passes, they would probably shoot themselves in the head.
Okay, well,
and it is just so horrible that The multiplayer is fun, but the campaign is insanely dry.
Well, that's the thing.
So dry.
The thing that like Halo started getting bad when they got rid of the flood.
Mm-hmm.
It's
no
true.
flood in Infinite, by the way.
No flood. Really?
Not even a mention.
I was hoping that there would be like a surprise. Because I know you guys listening are like 12 years old, and your earliest video game memory is like Call of Duty Ghosts or something.
Oh gosh.
And Wendy and I grew up on the Xbox 360. I was more of a PS3 guy personally, but we both had Xbox 360s. I had the white Xbox 360, got the red Ring of Death eventually. I played so much fucking hate. I think the first video game I ever played was Katamari. But the first
Spencer's showing his Katamari tattoo right now.
Yeah, I have a Katamari tattoo. It's kind of gay. So, but I have so many memories of playing Halo with my brothers. Do you want to hear a fun fact about Spencer? That? When I was still smoking weed, I hid my weed in the Halo 2 collection set.
Oh my god.
And it had like, it had the Halo 2, Halo 1, Halo 2 Online. I kept it in there.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another thing about Infinite is that it totally lost Halo's identity. You can't find it anywhere. And they said like it would be the ultimate Halo game. Well, that's not really true because it has things that aren't Halo at all.
I have a lore question.
Okay.
You can answer that, right? You know a lot about the Halo lore.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not an expert, but I know.
I just want to state this. I have a lot of memories, very fond memories of Halo, but I am not the biggest Halo fan. It's definitely not my favorite FPS. But I do really like Halo, and I grew up playing it. I would play Forge with Francesco because Hunter hates shooters. He doesn't play FPS.
My favorite memories of Halo are on Forge.
Yeah, we were playing Francesco.
And they know that. 343 Industries fucking knows that.
Yeah, you can't play Fat Kid. No more Fat Kid.
No.
So this I would get, how when you're in the Forge mode, you're like the little what's the Guilty Spark guy?
The Oracle.
You're the little robot dude who flies around.
Yeah, the Oracle.
And Francesco would get like a sniper rifle, and we called it Spencer Hunting Season, and we would play hide and seek, and he would snipe me.
That's awesome.
What the fuck? I can't do that anymore.
Nope, they don't have custom game modes in Halo Infinite. It's removed all of the identity that I ever had. All the charm, no charm.
What the fuck is up with this grappling hook? Is that a good addition in your opinion? I'm not having fun with it. I don't want to play more Halo Infinite. Like, I've played 3 hours. I've gotten to the surface of Halo, and I just... back to my lore question. What the fuck is up with the Sangheli? Are they enemies again? I thought the Arbiter was like, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Are there deserters or something?
This is super weird. So, Halo Infinite is actually a sequel to Halo Wars 2. I don't know a single person who has ever played Halo Wars.
I played it the first Halo Wars. I completed it,
I kind of want to.
We can play together.
Yeah, it'd be cool. So, Halo Wars...
I love that kind of shit.
In Halo Wars 2, the Covenant gets... has like a... What do you call it? A split. Like an ideological split.
Like a coup?
I guess so. Yeah, so...
Where the fuck is the Arbiter?
You find out throughout Halo 3 and... you find out in Halo 3 that the Brutes and the Elites hate each other because they both think that they're superior to the other. And at the end of Halo Wars 2, there's a group of Brutes who started an offshoot of the Covenant called the Banished. They were banished from the Covenant. And a bunch of elites who were, like, I guess Brute sympathizers are part of them too. So yeah. You've got a bunch of... and the Banished is led by the Brutes. The elites are just like... I don't know, just a smaller role. They have some leadership roles, but it's not really the same. And it just feels so dry. It's like you walk around the world is so...
It's like
empty.
an open world game now.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's empty. It's absolutely empty.
That's because every fucking video game wants... So, you
They want bigger maps.
The market is oversaturated with games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Halo Infinite that are just these giant open world games. Fucking, you know what? I'm gonna get crucified for this. I'm gonna fucking say it. Breath of the Wild fucking sucks. Like they're gonna fucking kill me for that.
Yeah,
you know they
you're
will.
gonna get lynched.
Yeah, I'm gonna get murdered. These giant open world games that have like. Here's the thing right
Breath
here.
of the Wild is an ugly game.
Yeah,
also, it's
it
fucking
sucks.
hideous.
It sucks. Skyward Sword is one of the best Halo games ever. Skyward Sword is one of the best Zelda games ever made, and people are gonna start agreeing with me on this in 3 years. So, but like I have.
You're so ahead of the curve.
I have my hands. I'm making a visual metaphor that you're not gonna see. But like in these giant open world games, here's one thing.
Far to the left.
Walk for 15 minutes, and then you get to the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
but the thing
is there anything like that in Halo 2?
In Halo Infinite, there's nothing to discover along the way. You just go there. There's no like, you don't get interrupted by another mission or you don't find.
Are there like scripted
Halo
events? Are there like surprises? Or do you just walk to a place that has guys and you shoot the guys and then you get in the car?
Yep. That's it. That's all it is. I really think that Halo Infinite writers should take cues from Fallout New Vegas if they're going to make an open world game. And the Banished,
but it's not an RPG.
The Banished are so cool. They really are. And in Halo Wars 2, they get really fleshed out. But in Halo Infinite, they are nothing but cannon fodder. Nothing but the bad guys. That's it. They're bad guys. People that need to die. That's it.
That's something that bothers me so much in video games or in books or in any media when just like a race of people are just bad because they're like. I know you fucking love the Lord of the Rings, but the orcs are bad just because they're bad.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's the thing that bothers me about World of Warcraft. Like playing for the Horde, I don't want to be a human. I want to be a big weird troll guy with the weird tusks. I think they look funny. I got the name Smegmar. Okay, like I'm never gonna live like that's the peak of my life satisfaction.
No, SBRP is the peak of your life satisfaction.
I'm censoring that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
why?
Because I don't want to talk about. I don't want anyone to know about that.
Oh my god.
But
they're not gonna know what that means.
Yeah, somebody might. The fucking thing.
Listen, Spencer, if they know what SBRP means, they're SBRPers.
Yeah. Well, see, John Halo is cool. You know, I like John Halo.
John Halo is very cool.
And I know you're gonna be like shocked when I don't like Reach. It's my least favorite Halo game.
You've told me this before.
It's my least favorite.
And it's one of the things I disagree with you on.
But the fact that you get to make your own Spartan,
big deal,
is really fucking cool.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that if they, like you said, take some ideas from Fallout New Vegas, they had Chris Avellone was writing for Dying Light 2. I thought he was on Halo Infinite's team for a second. If they had taken, like, you make your own new Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a skill tree and shit like that. You unlock the grappling hook, or
if they wanted to make an RPG, they should make a fucking RPG.
Because open world games should always be RPGs.
Yeah, they should. That's just natural. That's they go together like cookies and milk.
Because think about in Fallout how New Vegas specifically,
yes,
the best one, how you build your character over time.
We're spreading trans propaganda.
Yes. And you eventually, you go to Sloan and they're like, turn around, get the fuck out of here. They're death claws.
But you can go that way.
Yeah,
you'll just die.
You can go that way. I know a trick to like sneak around Black Mountain, and it's really hard. And whenever my companion's with me, they always get killed. Mm-hmm. But I know a secret route. But the thing is, you can fucking go to Sloan and be told like, hey, fuck off. And then you go the regular way and get to New Vegas the long way, and you gain like 15 levels along the way. Mm-hmm. You can go back to Sloan and try fighting those motherfuckers, and you'll hold a way better chance.
This is one of the best things about Fallout New Vegas, and it's something that could not have been done if the writers from Fallout 1 and 2 did not work on it. Fallout 3 introduced probably one of the worst game mechanics ever devised, scaling. If you're a level 1... and you're going up against Deathclaws, they're going to be weaker because you're level 1, and they don't want to bully you.
Are there even Deathclaws in Fallout 3?
Yeah, of course there are.
Are there?
Oh yeah, yeah. So, and you see this shit in Fallout 4. You're level 1. You get into whatever that fucking town is called.
Because Fallout, that makes me so fucking mad. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the worst thing in the world.
That's such bad game design and such bad writing.
It's so bad.
Okay, if you don't know what we're talking about, let me tell you. Within the first fucking 30 minutes of Fallout 4, you have the really bad.
The intro is way too fucking long.
The intro is stupid.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they survive that? They should have. Their flesh should have been rendered from. There's a nuke that goes off like a while away, but like nobody could survive. Whatever. I'm getting hung up on a bad game. But like,
so after you leave, since you're getting angry, I'll explain it.
Yeah.
After you leave the Vault 111, you go to
the Commonwealth.
You go
to what Sanctuary?
Yeah, you go to Sanctuary Hills where you used to live before the war.
Yeah,
and
because for some reason you live 5 feet away from a vault.
Yeah, exactly. And Codsworth tells you that you need to go into this town. So you go into that town, and there's 2 groups of people fighting each other, and you're like, "Oh, what's that? What's going on there?" So you go into that building, you kill a bunch of the raiders, and they're just raiders. They don't have any identity at all. They're just raiders.
That's such a boring, like,
so stupid.
Is there any shit like that in New Vegas? Because even
apart from the fiends, no.
But the fiends have identity, and
they're
fucking fiends. You cook. Mm-hmm. They're fiends you can talk to.
Yeah,
you can go to the fiend vault, and they'll be like, "You can come in if you give us drugs, I guess."
Even like the most chaotic ones, like the powder gangers, they have identity too.
Yeah, and
they have a history. Raiders, no, they're just
raiders.
Yeah. The only reason they exist in the story is for gameplay, and that's so lame. It's so lame. Anyway, you kill all these raiders, and you get to the top of the building, and you find, lo and behold, a suit of motherfucking power armor.
And a minigun.
And you go down, and they say, there was something coming out of the sewers. It's a Deathclaw! They want you to get into a suit of power armor with a minigun and fight a Deathclaw in the first 30 minutes of the fucking game!
It's like if you were jerking off a guy and he came in 2 strokes.
Exactly! And
you said that just like Jerry Seinfeld.
Exactly! When I play Fallout, I want to play Fallout. I don't want to...
Okay, so Spencer's controversial opinions of the episode have been loot boxes are good. Breath of the Wild's bad. Halo Reach is bad. Here's a new one. Fallout 76 is better than Fallout 4.
It's true. No, that is true.
I've had way more fun with 76 than I have 4.
Well, here's the thing is that, Fallout 4 was new, and they took that idea and the engine, they ran with it, and they actually made something that fits the engine. What were we talking about before Fallout? We were talking about Halo, right? Yeah. So Halo Infinite was rushed, and it was released unfinished. The first thing that was released was the beta, and that's really all they could do. And it's just... It's not Halo, dude. It's not.
We're not old and cynical.
It's Call of Halo.
We're not old and cynical.
We're not.
We can still have childlike wonder about things.
Yeah.
When we're making these opinions about Halo Infinite, we're not saying that because we're blinded by nostalgia. We're saying that because we know a good product versus a bad product.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, all of this is subjective, and they're going to be
like
people
you
who
literally
disagree.
just said Fallout 76 is better than Fallout 4, a game released earlier than Fallout 76. You're not being nostalgic. You're not being nostalgic here.
Yeah, I mean,
you're thinking objectively.
I was just talking about how much fun I had
bad.
with Destiny 2, and that was what, like 3 years ago.
Exactly.
It's just like we're like not at the age. Subjectivity is implied. Okay, these are all. None of these are like opinions you need to follow. This is just
we're
how
not.
we feel.
We don't have college degrees. We're not critics. We're
not
articles.
Game designers. I mean, I did pixel art.
Too.
I did pixel art for a video game. That's the closest to game design I've ever done. Do you know that?
I do.
Fun little Spencer fact.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's like Hunter my brother, my eldest brother, who I love deeply, and I think the world of him, does not know what he's talking about most of the time. He was talking... I've played every single Dark Souls game multiple times. I love them. Bloodborne is maybe my number one game of all time. I've almost 100%ed it. I still need to beat that goddamn Watchdog. If you know what I'm talking about. You know, and I know Amygdala is even harder, so yeah, that'll be fun. But, like... Elden Ring came out. And I wasn't excited. Like, I didn't want to play it that bad.
And you know what? When they released it, they hyped it up so fucking much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
People are still fucking talking about it.
Listen, Elden Ring is the new Witcher 3.
And Elden Ring's a fucking great game.
It is.
It's a masterpiece. But it's another one of those giant fucking open world games. Elden Ring's a lot better. There is shit to do. You know, like... You exit the crypt you're in at the beginning.
And there's secrets to find, too.
And there's, like...
Unlike in Halo Infinite, there's no secrets.
There's, you can go fight the tree sentinel.
Okay, let me... There is one little secret thing about Halo Infinite. You find these, like, little arches that were left by the Forerunners. But they don't... They don't have any story behind them. It's like when you go... Like, you're playing Resident Evil 7, right? And you're going around and shooting these little, bobbleheads? Are they bobbleheads?
The Mr. Everywheres.
Yeah. That's exactly what that's like. It's just a number that goes up, and it's supposed to increase your dopamine or whatever.
But like, do you like the Mr. Bobbleheads? You get all of them. You get special shit when you do New Game Plus. And I did it. Mm-hmm. I did it. Mm-hmm. I 100%ed.
You don't get anything from.
I 100%ed Resident Evil 7. It was hard.
You don't get anything from finding these little arches in Halo Infinite. It's just a number in the menu that goes up. That's it.
Can I go on a tirade
about
the biggest video game disappointment of the last 5 years for me?
Okay, let's go.
Borderlands is stupid. It's not funny. It's obnoxious. But oh my god, is it fun? It is such a fucking fun game.
It's a gas. I love it.
It's like, I mean, you know what? Handsome Jack's hilarious. Borderlands 2 is like probably in my top 10 games of all time. I've done all the DLC.
I don't know. I'm not really big on the humor. It's like band kid humor.
Yeah, it's obnoxious, but Handsome Jacks are great. Dude, we agree that he's a great villain?
Yeah, totally.
He's great. But, you know, I played Borderlands 2. I a Gunzerker, you know, he's my favorite class. He's so much fun. Mm-hmm. I did all that shit. I did the raid bosses. I did it all. I never got any of the chromatic weapons, which makes me kind of sad. Well, you can get one for really easy in the DLC, and I got that one, but one's
you know
not
what?
very good.
I really like tongue-in-cheek games like Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys ever played Wolfenstein? Wolfenstein is fucking great. It treads the line between tongue-in-cheek and serious so fucking well. There are some like really overly dramatic scenes that are very poignant, and then there are also scenes where it's like, you know, it's literally Hitler throwing up in a bucket, and being psychotic, and then like, you know, dual wielding shotguns and stuff like that. It points out the absurdity of arcade shooters, but it also grounds it in reality. Very, very cool.
So sorry to interrupt. Back to Borderlands 2. It's like, I think the biggest problem I hear about people with Borderlands 2 is that they didn't really give it a chance, because you need to get at least 20 levels in to really start having fun with your character, and start having fun with your weapons and getting to new interesting areas. Mm-hmm. It's a big investment. I have like 200 hours in the game. It isn't that much, and
not that much.
Not compared to how many hours I have in SBRP.
Oh my god.
I have like some months. Yeah. But like, this video is going to be long. There's going to be a part 2 about other shit. You want to do a part 2?
We'll make an entire episode about magic.
Yeah.
We won't get to magic this episode.
So like,
sorry.
Borderlands 3, I was so excited for it. You know, it had that... Do you know that funny Asian guy voice actor who does the really good voices?
I don't. Sorry.
He's like this YouTube comedian.
Oh, ProZD?
Yeah, I think so.
He's funny. I like him.
Well, he voices one of the characters.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. But
I remember.
Then I started playing Borderlands 3, and you know the scene in Ratatouille where Anton Ego eats the ratatouille and he drops the fork.
Yeah, and he flashes back to his
childhood. What's the opposite of that?
The opposite. I don't know, really.
Because whatever the opposite of that moment with Anton Ego was Borderlands 3 for me. I was so excited for the first, like, 5...
I guess a midlife crisis would be the opposite.
Yeah, midlife crisis. For the first 5 hours I played it, I played as Mose. I was, like, having so much fun with Iron Bear. But then it's just, like... It's, like... It's just embarrassingly bad.
Mm-hmm.
And, like...
It's a pretty common trait among modern sequels released after, like, 2014. They're so bad because they're trying to be each other. There are sequels trying to be Fortnite. There are sequels trying to be, like, they're trying to be, oh, fuck, what am I thinking of? Mass Effect. They're trying to, it's just...
Were you a big Mass Effect player?
No, not at all. But there are a lot of games that are trying to be
Morgan was a big Mass Effect player.
Oh,
which was kind of cool because she played every single one.
And I mean, there are all kinds of games trying to be like Resident Evil, but you can see the real creativity in the gaming community comes from originals.
The problem is
in indie projects too.
The problem is think about games 10 years ago and the sort of software that you were working on. You had much more limitations.
Mm-hmm. So limitations breed creativity.
You had to get like have you ever played an NES game?
Yeah. About pixel spriting, every single pixel has to tell you something about the character.
Yeah. I had an NES growing up. I played a shitload of Fester's Quest. That game sucks. But, like, you had to get super... These developers just, like, did things so differently and pushed back the limitations to, like, their extent. I mean, fucking... Mega Man, like, holy shit, like, that's a real video game, and you can play it today, and it's fucking amazing. And then then today it's like, we can do literally anything with a video game. What do we do with it? I don't know. What sells the best?
Make a clone of... Yeah, exactly.
Like, and...
That's why indie projects are so good, because everything behind it is creative intent, and the desire to challenge yourself as a creator.
You know, I'll be honest, I don't like Undertale, but I respect it like crazy.
Big time. Oh,
like,
my God.
I think Toby Fox is a fucking genius.
Mm-hmm. Five Nights at Freddy's, too.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, like, these meme games, and you gotta show some respect to Fortnite, because, like, they're whatever Fortnite is doing, they're, like, doing it really well. Even if it's a bad game, and it's bad for, like, the game economy, and it makes all other influence video... Like, they figured it out.
Yeah, but it's like saying that it was good that we enlisted Nazi scientists to build rockets.
Yeah, you're right. But...
It's evil.
We're at 48. Shit. I don't like going past an hour, because then it takes forever to fucking upload.
48 minutes? Let's end... What do you want to end on?
Let's just you pick a video game, any video game, and just talk about it for a while.
Okay. You go first.
Okay. So I had always been interested in survival horror games. I always really I grew up with Xbox Original, and my mom and dad were big Silent Hill players. And they had a copy of Silent Hill. Oh my God, they had all the scary games you could imagine. They had a copy of Silent Hill for the Room, and my brothers would torment me with it because it scared the shit out of me. Just the cover. And they had Fatal Frame and classics like that. Silent Hill, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But then eventually our PS2 broke, our Xbox broke. We lost that, and I never got to play those games until 2017 rolls around. And there's a new first-person survival horror game called Resident Evil 7.
And we need some context, okay? For some of the younger people watching this. And if you are younger and you're watching this, don't watch this, please.
Yeah,
you're too young. But yeah, before Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 6 was probably one of the worst video games ever made.
Yeah.
And easily the worst Resident Evil game. And Resident Evil 5 wasn't that good either.
I like 5. It's okay.
Yeah, but you have like memories with 5.
I
If
don't.
you play 5,
What are you talking about?
if you like don't know anything about Resident Evil and you boot up Resident Evil 5, you're like,
You're gonna
this
get
game
you're gonna
sucks.
get the wrong idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil 7 comes along, and I pre-order it for my PS4, and I was like,
Now that's the moment where ego eats the soup.
yes.
Yeah.
When I swear to God,
It's Ratatouille.
So I'm gonna spoil a little bit of Resident Evil 7. This is like, I've only 100%ed 2 games. Resident Evil 7 was one of them. Jazz Punk was the other one. Have you ever played Jazz Punk?
Jazz Punk is very good.
It's so good.
So funny.
That's the only game that's ever made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
But I'm getting distracted. So Resident Evil 7 just like unlocked this thing in me, and it just made me want more and more, and they kept fucking making good ones. So I remember I was so into Resident Evil 7. I was dating my first girlfriend ever. Well, like my first real life girlfriend, because I had like dated girls on the chat rooms who were probably like grown men.
Right.
And we were like on the phone, and I was like trying to hang up and like get away from her because I wanted to keep playing Resident Evil 7, and we got into a huge fight about it, and then we broke up. And I didn't care because I was playing Resident Evil 7, and I swear to God, the first 2/3 of that game is fucking perfect.
Oh yeah.
And then like once you go to the boat, everything past that is like honestly bad. But like the house, the greenhouse, the farmhouse, or like what would you call Lucas's playroom or whatever, the escape room,
Yeah, the escape room.
chef's kiss. So fucking good. If you haven't played Resident Evil 7, and if you by chance have a PS4 or PS5 with a VR headset,
See, here's the great thing about the escape room in Resident Evil 7. You have to go through it once without knowing what's going on before you actually know what to do.
yeah,
You have to die. Love that.
you have to mess up the tape. And then after you play the game, you don't need to use the tapes anymore to learn about. You can just like speedrun that shit, and it's awesome. So like the worst thing about Resident Evil 7 is that the boat is so boring and lame. Well, like the part where you're defenseless on the boat and there's like molded everywhere. That's
great.
That's kind of cool.
But I don't like how they give you an SMG at the outset. The great thing about Resident Evil is that you earn your weapons as you go. You face stronger enemies and you get stronger weapons.
Yeah.
It's great.
A lot of people say that one of the bad things about Resident Evil 7 is the lack of enemy variety. I disagree completely. I think that the molded are really good and really interesting,
Yeah.
and I'm completely fine with them.
And the great thing about the molded is that you never know when you've actually killed it.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. So I love Resident Evil 7. Play it with a VR headset. It's scary.
And the great thing about the molded is that Resident Evil 7 has a very concise idea of what it is.
Yeah, it has so much identity.
So to have like multiple kinds of enemies, it kind of distracts you.
Yeah.
From the mood and the theme of the game.
Yeah, and like, why the fuck do you need multiple enemies when Jack is pursuing you?
Yeah, exactly.
Jack Baker is one of the scariest.
And it also, having molded be the main enemies of the game, it only makes like boss fights more important. Lakers are kind of like mini boss fights in Resident Evil 2. But when you don't have a variety like that, and you have you find the boss, it's like a big deal. You're finally faced with something that you haven't had to deal with before, and you have to learn and adapt. And it feels so much more terrifying when everything you know has been thrown out the window.
And except for the last Jack boss fight in Resident Evil 7, every boss fight, well, except for the final boss fight too, the last Jack boss fight and the final boss fight bad, every single boss fight is really good.
Fucking Marguerite boss fight, probably one of the best boss fights I've ever had.
Which one?
The one where you go into that creepy dollhouse and it's like the greenhouse or something like that, and she starts.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
My favorite is the chainsaw scissors. Mm-hmm. That one's so much fun.
But the thing I like about the Marguerite one is that
she can just appear anywhere.
That, and it's genuinely horrifying.
It's
probably the scariest part of the game.
I remember I was 15 when I was playing it, and I got finished being in the house, and I went to the bridge with the dolls, and it scared me so bad that I had to take a break for like a week. Okay, your turn.
All right, so This isn't as popular as Resident Evil, not as talked about, but one game that I really, really enjoyed back in the day was a little indie game made in Canada called The Long Dark. It is a it's a survival. It's like a sandbox survival game, right? The premise is very simple. You have found yourself in the middle of the northern Canadian wilderness, like close to the border of Alaska, and it's on like a big snowy island, big snowy mountainous island. Like I think the opening says that your plane crashed, but there's no plane when you spawn in. That's how it was when it was first made, and then they added a story mode like probably 7 years after, or like 6 years after the game was released in like 2013. But The Long Dark is an incredible game because it's so minimalistic. There's only like a handful of weapons in the game. For the longest time, only one gun. They introduced a new one like 3 years ago. And it is very difficult. You're surviving in the cold, and you have to fight. You have to defend yourself against wildlife, which include wolves, bears, and moose. Fucking terrifying. And the genius thing about it is that you're constantly plotting your next move because you're slowly picking away at all the resources that were left behind from the people who used to live there, who had to evacuate because of environmental conditions, particularly earthquakes. So you live on like canned food, and you use rifles, or like one rifle. It's just called the hunting rifle, but it's like an Enfield Mark III Enfield. And at some point in the game, after like 100 days or something, you are going to run out of manufactured resources, and you have to make your own. At some point, there will be no more bullets left in the world, and you will have to make arrows. And there will be no clothes left in the world because you've torn them all up to either repair your clothes, or they were torn up by wildlife. And you have to make your own clothes out of animal skins. And it is probably one of the best survival games I've ever played. It's pretty realistic, apart from the fact that wolves attack you on sight. Doesn't happen. And it has a very, very cool mystery behind it. There's in the sandbox, there's no actual like story or anything apart from you landed here, figure it out. You have to figure out for yourself and develop your own theories of why nobody lives here anymore, why there are these weird bunkers everywhere, why what these like little handwritten notes mean. It is just, it's a blank slate where you can I don't know, figure out why you're out there and why everyone is gone. And there's no ending to the game. The only ending is death. You just survive for as long as you can. And you can survive for like 500 days if you do it right. Or if you're on a low enough difficulty. After a while it gets boring. But if you're playing on a high difficulty, and you're constantly moving around, it can be very engaging. So yeah, The Long Dark, amazing game. It has a story mode now. The story mode's pretty fucking good, actually. I love the story mode. And yeah, check it out for yourself. Great game.
And that is all the time we have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching or listening.
Mm-hmm.
To the...
I mean, you could have watched it, but
yeah,
it's pretty boring staring at a blank black screen.
We have funny drawings.
Oh, there's a funny drawing, though.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks, guys. We will be back in a week. Actually, it's going to be like 30 minutes for us because we record these all in one session.
Right.
But we release them. Hey, subscribe to our Patreon. You get early access. I'm fucking with you. We're not doing that. All right, see ya.
Bye.